We see Job is almost a test case. In fact, I think it is written as a kind of test case for like how far good advice can go before it just gets it totally wrong. When Job is bereaved so terribly and so many calamities come upon him, his three so-called comforters show up. And at least they do better than we do. Mostly when we confront somebody who is deeply bereaved and grieving, we can really get it wrong by just wanting to rush in and fix it. And, say, oh, why don't you come out tonight and be happy? No, I'm miserable. I want to be, At least the comforters get one thing right. If you go back to the text of Job, they sit with Job in complete silence for 7 days. That's a good start. And then, even then, when they open their mouths, they totally get it wrong. And they say stuff like, was it your sin or was it somebody else's sin? We're going to theologize your suffering. And we know, because we've read the beginning of the book of Job, that God has found no fault in Job and that is not the cause of his suffering. And you get page after page of moralizing sermons and pithy proverbs and general pick-me-ups, and it's just making Job feel worse, not better. And eventually Job basically says, look, I don't want any sermons, I don't want any more advice, I don't want your fatuous truisms, I want God, and I want him here, and I want him now. Don't want to hear with the hearing of the ear, I want to see. And it's just great to read those words. I'm glad they were written down. I'm glad they were graven in a book. Because sometimes that's where we're at. Nothing but God himself will do. Not his records or his promises or, just God. And of course, that's what Job gets in that most mysterious of books. Job looks, after all his complaints to God, he looks into the whirlwind and he sees God.